Hello everyone, and welcome back to World of Warcraft Shadowlands, and a separate playthrough that I was intending to do at some point, where we would get to experience the Kyrian Covenant and their campaign. And when I was first hearing about the Covenants, the idea... Sorry, I did some setup, with this guy before hitting record. The idea between the Covenants, I thought it kind of fit a Paladin pretty well. Possibly also a priest, at least if you're playing a holy priest. But the implication, the idea is that we used to hear about how the nicest, most wonderful place to go when you die and you go to the Shadowlands was Bastion. Because an example of this is in the Afterlives animation where Uther, when he died, was sent by the Arbiter to Bastion, because his wonderful great deeds in life earned him a place a spot in a place as wonderful as Bastion to join the Kyrians and their wonderful cause. That was the implication. So I thought, hey, if Bastion is good enough for Uther, it should be good enough for my own Paladin, So I do have more than another Paladin. I actually have a few other Paladins. I only have two that are max level. This one, which is my Blood Elf. You guys may recall seeing him from back in Legion when I showed you the Paladin campaign. He used to be a Tauren, and he's a Blood Elf now. I do have a human Paladin, but this is the guy I've done a lot of this stuff. That's why he has the title of High Lord, because I did that campaign with him. And as you can see, he's got the Corrupted Ashbringer, because this is the guy I've done a lot of that stuff on. So, yeah, he's the one I want to do this with. So, I know that I've already given away that we're going to be joining the Kyrians, but before we do, I just kind of want to show, when we show this, first off, that, oh my gosh, that seems to be a bit of a graphical bug. There we go. So, yeah, that's how it looks on a Blood Elf. I've already shown this on my Death Knight. But what I want to show was, of course, the Paladin ability, which was, for the Necrolords, which is called Vanquishers Hammer. Throws a hammer at your target, dealing 559 shadow damage and empowering your next Templar's Verdict to automatically trigger Divine Storm. So, yeah. Now, of course, that seems to be very in particular towards Ret. Now, it is important. I am actually spec'd into Ret at the moment, and I expect that this actually could change depending on what spec I am using at the time. But, that you throw a hammer, and then when you use another ability, you get to have another free cast of another ability. The Venthyr, of course, that set also looks amazing. Their ability for Paladins is Ashen Hallow, which looks to be a replacement for Consecration, because Hallow the target area for 30 seconds. Enemies in the area suffer up to almost 4,000 shadow damage, and allies are healed for up to 3,942, but let's, near 4,000. Reduced if there are more than 5 targets. Within the Hallow, you may use Hammer of Wrath, which is this right here, on any target, and its damage is increased by 100%. This is usually made for enemies that have less than 20% health, and it does a pretty decent amount of damage. But you double its damage, and you can use it on any target. That's pretty nice. It's got a 4-minute cooldown, because it's down there for 30 seconds, and it also empowers your allies. So that's not a bad ability on paper for Paladins. I may actually have my other Paladin join the Venthyr to try, really. Now, of course, actually, hold on. Let me do this proper, because I tested this out on another character. You can test these out if you want to see what they look like. So, let's say, hey, I want to test out those abilities. So then I can just be like, boom! Okay. So, let me get this. Ah, see, there's the free cast of Divine Storm. There it was right there. Alright, so cooldown. So now, Draven, let me test out this ability. Okay. look at how large the cast for this is. Look at the radius of this ability. That's a huge area. Look at that. That's really nice.
You could probably use a little help, huh?
So the Night Fade, this is the plate set. Not bad. Blessing of Summer. Bless an ally for 30 seconds, causing their attacks to have a 40% chance to deal 30% additional damage as holy.
Always up.
Considering we lost the 2 separate blessings that we could give out.
Is that all?
I can also be able to give it to myself, then becomes Blessing of Autumn, causing their cooldowns to recover 30% faster.
What can I do for you? You're a special one.
Blessing of Winter. You bless an ally for 30 seconds. Their attacks deal frost damage and reduce enemies' movement speed and attack speed. So yeah, it keeps changing to a different buff.
Sorry? Did you need something? Never a dull moment with you.
Increasing their healing done and healing received. So, interesting. However, this is the one that I intended to join. Now, the set does look a little odd, but of course one of the main things I want to get are the wings, you know. And I guess as far as Paladins, I mean, it's not bad. It's not terrible or anything, So, as I said, this is the one that we're going to be having, we're going to be joining here to see the campaign, because I just thought the idea of it just kind of fit now. Having experienced what the Kyrian are really about, but I don't know. I just think the idea of going through this as a Paladin and finding out more about what's going on with Uther just kind of fits. The Paladin ability for this is called Divine Toll. Instantly cast either Holy Shock, Avenger Shield, or Judgment on up to 5 targets within 30 yards, which is based on your current spec. And then Summon Steward. As far as Soulbinds, we have Pelagos, where he's going to give us Combat Meditation, where Divine Toll will increase our mastery by 121 for 10 seconds and occasionally expel Sorrowful Memories. Walking through Sorrowful Memories will extend the effect by 3 seconds. Clea will give us Valiant Strikes. Your critical strikes grant you stacks of Valiant Strikes at 20. If a nearby party member drops below 50% health, you consume these stacks to heal them for 1% of their maximum health per stack. After healing this way, you may not benefit from Valiant Strikes for 1 minute. Also, it looks like in this portrait, Clea gets ascended and gets her wings. Good for her. And then, of course, our buddy Forge Light Prime Mechanicos. He gives us Bronze Call to Action. After using 90 damage or healing spells on and abilities, your next spell or ability summons Brawn, who knocks enemies back on arrival, and then attacks and heals your targets for 30 seconds. We will also have the Path of Ascension Covenant feature, which is an ancient rite of combat in which you act as a tactical guide for champions of Bastion, testing their mettle against a series of powerful foes. And this is the mount. I really like this mount. So yeah, very interesting things, and I'm very much. I went through the intro and I was having fun with Rhett. As I was realizing I'd been hearing a lot of people really liking Paladin for this expansion, and I really understand why. I've also been looking through the powers for the Paladin, the legendary powers that they get, and some seem pretty nice. So, we are joining the Kyrian.
What might your purpose be?
All is expected. Trust always in the Arbiter's wisdom.
All will be judged.
Alright, now choose where to go in the Shadowlands.
Speak.
So of course we're going to go out Bastion. Yeah.
Until we speak again.
I'm just gonna put these here for now. I'll figure out where to put them later. Let's see if we can go take a look at our new Covenant area, our Sanctum.
How may I serve? Trust in the Arbiter.
Elysian Hold, I believe, is supposed to be where our new Sanctum is. You must travel to Bastion, the eternal home of the winged Kyrian. Do not be fooled by their golden fields and shining spires. The Kyrian have been weakened by the great anima drought and face the brink of civil war against their own fallen brethren. They will benefit greatly from your aid. Seek one known as Calistine in your new Sanctum, Elysian Hold. She will direct you further. I'm actually really close to hitting 51. You, of course, can be able to see, if you just want to focus on your zone, you can see all the different kinds of quests that you can be able to pick up here. Just kind of go around, just focus on your zone that you're going to be doing stuff in, and that you're going to be, as part of your Covenant. What's funny about this is I can be able to go to each zone, pick these up, and just have the bar just fill up, and it can each give a decent amount of XP from what I've heard. I've heard some people discussing what's faster, go through the main campaign, or to immediately go straight to the Threads of Fate and and try and figure out some other way. I'm not in any rush. I'm not someone who's gonna be like, I'm trying to level as fast as I possibly can. I'll do whatever I feel like doing at the time. Whether I feel like, okay, I'm going to go clear out the map and do quests in this area, start working on rep for this particular faction and all that. We'll see. Or maybe I could do dungeons. Who knows? I am probably going to need to go over my abilities and bars because there are a lot. Okay. Ooh.
Yes, mortal?
So there's the transport network, the anima conductor, the command table, and the path of ascension.
Go in service.
But I can't do any of that until I get to level 60.
I would have you speak.
Alright. Aid Bastion. Of course I
Go
will.
in service.
Some other stuff I can be able to get as I level to 60 with this guy is Consecration Aura, which interrupt and silence effects on party and raid members within 40 yards are shorter. Wow, that's a really nice ability for your raid, to let them be able to do interrupts much faster, especially against bosses that have a lot of cast interrupt. Sense Undead shows the location of all nearby undead on the minimap until canceled. Only one form of tracking can be active at a time. Increase duration of Retribution Aura by 4 seconds. And an upgrade to Hammer of Wrath, which can be used on any target while you're using Avenging Wrath. For Ret, nothing there. For Holy, nothing there. And for Prot, nothing there. So it's mainly just Paladin in general. So obviously, I will be working on leveling this guy to 60 before we're able to do anything in regards to this Sanctum and the Kyrian Covenant. I cannot wait to be able to get my cosmetic for those wings, I'm just saying. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most when it comes to actually doing this Covenant and such. So, apart also from finding out more about the story involving Uther and Devos and all that, And we'll see. This will be interesting. Stay tuned.